Here I am on the bridge of the Category 5 TV network. This is where it all comes together. This is where the magic happens. This is where I do all the editing of Category 5 Technology TV and everything else that goes into such a broadcast. We've been on the air for now, well, this kicks off season 14. And from seasons 1 through to season 12, we used a track called Cupid's Migration by my buddy Mick Rippon as our theme song. And for season 13, Mick himself remixed it for us. But here we are, season 14 kicks off today, and it's time to spice things up a little bit. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna get on Fiverr and find ourselves a remix. What I've done is I've uploaded it to my GitHub. So I've created a new repository called cat5tv_theme song, and it has the original .mp3 from Mick Rippon. And I've then cloned that to my server, so category5.tv/cat5tv_theme song/original.mp3 happens to be that same track. So we're going to be able to send this link to anyone who is going to be producing on Fiverr. Let's get a peek here. Okay, so I've created a file here that is going to tell them that's where the file is. All right, couple of key points here. Let's jump back over to Goldwave. As far as the intro goes, backing up. All right, that's cool. So, key points. Kind of builds right here. This is where it starts. But I want our focus to be on this guy. All right, so that melody comes in at 29 seconds. Okay, so I've asked for that to be emphasized. Looking for a remix that makes you want to, that puts a spring in your step. Give it a good groove. Breakdown starts at 1:14. It'll be for our intro of the webcast, so the build should be pretty pronounced, but happen rather quickly. I can always cut pieces up and move them around, but imagine a quick verbal intro where we say, here's what's coming up, and then our logo flies in and the melody drops, etc. All right. Now, if you're not yet familiar with Fiverr, think of it like an online classified service, but instead of buying and selling goods, we're buying and selling within the gig economy. So you're hiring freelancers who will share their talent and their skills with you. Or if you want to sell your talent and skills within the gig economy, Fiverr's a place to do that. Now, as a partner of this video, you can actually use our link, and I would appreciate it if you would, because that will give us a bit of a kickback. But go to cat5.tv/Fiverr, and that will take you to their website, and you will receive 20% off when you sign up and place your first order if you use our link, cat5.tv/Fiverr. So let's head there. And I'm going to do a quick search because I know what I'm looking for. I want chiptune. Oh, I accidentally put an S in there, but it corrected it for us. First option is $6.99. Let's give it a listen. That is not a chiptune. Gangnam Style. Here's one for $50. That's pretty good, but let's say our budget is $50 altogether. So let's say we want to spend, because I want to have more than one to choose from. Let's say between $1 and $18. This is $14. Man, this is Linkin Park in 8-bit. Get ready for it. My very first collab with Ozizen. Because this is happening.
It starts with one thing. I don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard you try.
That's cool. let's skip up to the chorus. Oh, do you hear that? That is awesome. Let's check out what else they've done here. Definitely a good vibe. Not what I'm looking for, but... All right. Oh. That slide. Nice. Okay, I don't know how you're going to get that on an 8-bit computer, that kind of flanging going on. So not quite authentic, but that is. Let's just meld two eras together here. Beautifully done, really. I mean, so what I'm sensing from Ozazen is a real understanding for that chiptune feel, but then has kind of adapted some more modern effects and some of the things that couldn't have been possible back in the chiptune days. And I'm talking like the early days of 8-bit Nintendo and things like that. But I love that first track, so I'm going to set this one aside. Definitely for 14 bucks, that's worth going back to. This one we looked at? Yeah. Okay, and this one's got Mario Bros. Not 8-bit. That is. So again, we're melding two different eras here, and I'm not digging that. I love what Emmett has done here, is that there's an echo that gives the sense of a more modern effect, but it is still using what was possible at that time. So we've created something, they've created something here that I haven't heard before, but surely is authentic. Okay, what else have they done? I love that. That insane vibrato. They did it again, that like bringing in this echo that is so authentic but yet so fresh. Oh, well done. Now we've got some stereophonics going on here that we didn't have in the 8-bit days, but I do like it. Oh, I could totally groove to that. See, that's got that, you know, you're walking and you just got a spring in your step. It's a little bit low tempo for what we want, but it has that. Okay, now we're getting into elevator music. But what I'm hearing and what I'm liking is the ability to take authentic sounds and put a spin on them, like that echo effect. It's not delay. It is actually the instrument being resampled, repositioned, and put into the sequence in such a way that it sounds like an echo, but it is just part of the sequence. I really, really like that. And while I want this to be an authentic 8-bit chiptune remix, I kind of like what they've done there with adding some stereophonics to it. I think that works really well, and it brings it into 2020 in such a way that it still sounds authentic, but it has a bit more fullness than just being straight down the middle monophonic. So I dig that a lot. I'm going to keep that one open. Oh, I like that. So authentic, but yet has like a really good groove, very modern sounding. That's awesome. Oh! Halftime breakdown. Yes! Dude, you are a time traveler. Where were you in the Mod Tracker days? Seriously. Oh. Oh, I just want to hear it through to the end. Okay, Literary Squirrel knows what they're doing. Definitely a musician all through and through. All right, what else you got for us? All right, not into that. That first track. Okay, this has got more of a vibe. Literary Squirrel, again, has put one instrument fully on the left, and then the rest is kind of in space here. But that bass is, now it's moved into the middle. Okay, that's pretty neat. Lots of demos. I love the arpeggio. It kind of felt like it was going to build, and then it dropped off into like a churchy kind of sound to it, which I didn't really like how it dropped down rather than building up. Okay, we've stepped too far outside of the genre. That first track from Literary Squirrel, though, was so good that and the price is $7, that I have to hear what Literary Squirrel is going to do with our theme song. Let's move on. There's such a fine line between fidelity and authenticity, and I think that that's what I'm hearing, is that I'm looking for something with higher fidelity, higher like production quality, but the authenticity of that is fantastic. It's just too like ultra compressed. It's like the levels are just straight across the board. Just it doesn't have the dynamics that I hope for. It's so cute. I wasn't looking for cute though. Wow, he's playing it. I just imagine that most of these folks are sequencing, but he's actually playing it.
Hello.
Hello.
My name is Gabriel Perez.
Gabriel,
and I will
nice to meet you.
compose and produce Music for your video game.
Thank you. Play it for me. Okay, that is way too epic. Can you imagine? Category 5. All right, there we go. Was that Super Tux? I gotta back that up. Is it just me or was that Super Tux? Let's jump back on that.
Hello. Music for your video.
What's that watermarked in the background? That is Super Tux. Nice. 10 points for open source. But not quite the sound I'm looking for. Sorry. But it was nice to meet you, Gabrielle. No, I don't need lessons.
I'm Nico, and what
Hi,
I'm
Nico.
offering you today is to create a fabulous video game remix of your song.
Sounds good.
It can be a 16-bit remix or an 8-bit remix.
I'll go with 8-bit.
Examples I will show you now.
Thank you. Kind of dig what Nico's doing. Yeah, not into that one. So those first 3 are kind of what I'm, thinking. But Nico is $7, so I want to give Nico a chance to try this out and see what he can come up with. So I'm going to go about placing the order. Let's see what these 4 musicians can come up with. Okay, this is one that has basic, standard, and premium. So basic is high quality audio file, commercial use, 1 instrument. 1 instrument isn't enough. Standard, a 1-minute long track, unlimited instrumentation. Commercial use, 1 revision. $35 though. It's gonna push us over budget. I can't wait to hear what Mnet comes out with, though. Let's do it. Okay, and on to Ozazen. I think with Ozazen, they've nailed it. They've nailed that, like, creating a track that has that authentic feel, and I don't really need to make much as far as comments go. I like what they're doing. So let's just move forward. If you're enjoying this so far, please give me a thumbs up. I'd appreciate that very much. And in the meantime, I've placed all 4 orders. And when we come back, we're going to hear our first results. Stick around. So let's take a quick look at some of the ones that have been submitted so far. So Literary Squirrel, you remember, has an exceptional demo track and has sent me a couple of demos so far. And let's give a quick listen to the most current, because the first one that he sent, the melody was a little bit off, and I had said, maybe take a look at the melody, give a listen to my track, and then come back to me with a new demo and see how things look. So let's give a listen here to what we've got so far from Literary Squirrel. You feel that? It's got that bob. Definitely nailed that kind of groove that I was looking for. Now the intro is getting a little bit long, but I can cut that up. No worries. Oh. Okay. So what I'm hearing there is we're still having trouble nailing that lead melody. And what I realized through my conversation with Literary Squirrel is something that I never thought of before, because I very much hear music by ear. I'm not a sheet music person at all. I don't understand notation at all. But when I hear a song, I can tinker it out on the keyboard and come up with a melody. Like I can recreate the melody because I play by ear. But I feel like Literary Squirrel is not one of those people who plays by ear, but rather plays by sheet music, by notation. And so I had suggested maybe what I can do is I'm gonna film my hands tinkering this out on the piano at home, so that you can see the notes that it should be, because we're not quite there. I can hear that he's hitting the right like timing, but the notes are off. So let's listen. See what I mean? So he's just not hearing it the way that those of us who play by ear hear music. So it's just a little bit different, and it's kind of interesting, isn't it? But he's nailing the overall kind of concept of what I was looking for. I really dig that groove. It feels good to, like, I'm just kind of, I want to go like this as I'm listening to that. But as soon as the melody comes in, it should be the, so in his case, let's hear, because he's playing it in A minor. I'm going to play it on the piano tonight. Let's switch to that clip. So the next one in line, let's see here, and I'm just on Fiverr here. So Mnet has submitted a couple of versions of the track as well. So let's give a quick listen. Again, we're just a little bit off on that melody. Just a touch. Nailed, like everything else, I'm really kind of digging that. I am hearing it's a little bit too full for a chiptune. Like, to be genuinely 8-bit, we were limited to 4 tracks back in the day. So there's a lot going on there. When the beat comes in, there's like a that just feels a little bit too much for that era. I feel like there's just too much going on. So I'm going to request that that Mnet kind of pulls that back a little bit. I feel like he's really nailing kind of the reminiscence of the original, but it's got to have something a little bit fresh there. Like, it's a little bit, I guess I would say, on the fence of being a little too close to the original. Like, if you listen to that, I'm just going to push play again here. Like, that just feels a little bit too close to the original, almost like it's like just a a one-to-one kind of recreation. I'm looking for a bit more of a remix. So we'll see what Mnet can do with that. All right, so let's move on to our next one here, and that is Niko Egorovic. Niko, what do you have for us? Here we are. Here is Niko's submission. Let's give it a listen. Bit off. Niko took me literally and put footsteps. So we got literal footsteps there. Not exactly what I was talking about when I said, like, picture yourself taking a walk. Nailing a lot of it, but that lead melody, there was just that one point where it was just a little bit off. So I'd like you to kind of rework that a little bit, Niko. And maybe what we'll do is, instead of fading out the end there, just kind of end it on like a or some kind of a downbeat of some sort. I'm starting to hear that where, you know, so I'm envisioning how this is going to be as like an intro video or something like that. So I kind of want a little bit of a quieter intro, and then the melody, and then a vroom, so that it's right into, all right, welcome to the show, and we're ongoing. So maybe if Niko could implement a couple of those things, tweak that melody just a little bit, we definitely have that 8-bit vibe going. And I love that. Niko Egorovic is charging me, in total, after all my fees and everything else, $9.77 Canadian, which blows my mind. Let's give a listen to Niko's latest submission. Here it is. Much more reminiscent of the original, yet very much 8-bit. Yes. Nice. So then it's straight into the show. Welcome to the show. I'm Robbie. I heard one off note there in the melody line. See what he's done there? He's gone do 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 do. It should be do 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 do. So going down on that note. So I'd like to have him take a quick peek at that. That's a really simple revision, though, I would expect. Dragging one note down. As long as he's not actually playing this out on a keyboard and having to redo entire bits. But it seems to me like that's probably something that he can just pull together in the sequencer if he's sequencing. So here's hoping. All right, I've also got another submission from Mnet. And Mnet has been a joy to work with, and all of these gents have been. But Mnet is like so like right in tune with my mentality as far as like good customer support. He's always like, thank you so much for your great feedback and all this kind of stuff. So like over the top, really good customer service, as well as a very talented musician. Let's give a listen to what he's done after I've kind of, so my requests have been with regards to like really kind of pulling back. It was a little too busy because it felt like, even though it had that 8-bit sound, it was doing so much that it was like 16 tracks versus the 4 that we were limited to. So let's see how he's been able to simplify that, pull it back. This is Mnet's new submission for us. Oh, nice. Staccato. Oh, I love that arpeggio. That's fresh. Sweet. Oh, so like nailing the nuances of the original track while bringing it into the 8-bit era. I just want to hear that ending changed to end on a downbeat. No fade outs. I know the original had that, and maybe that's unfair because that wasn't part of my original specs, but I'm going to ask Mnet to do that anyways and see what he comes up with. Because now as I'm hearing these demos, I start to understand more of what I'd like to hear, because I'm hearing some of the things I like and some of the things I don't like. So it gives me a chance to really evolve my vision for this. Well, I'm sure you can feel it as well as I can. We are so close. Now, I haven't yet received a submission from Ozezen. However, he has been in communication with me just to let me know that life is a little bit too busy right now and he's asked for an extension. So I'm fine with that. I understand that, it can be really, really busy, and I would rather lean toward quality than speed. So let's give him an extra day and see if he's able to come up with it for us. I'm perfectly fine with that. So I think as you go into Fiverr, use those dates that they give you initially as a bit of an arbitrary date. Unless you're really, really in a hurry, then make sure you are very, very upfront with the artists or whoever it is that you're hiring to say, look, I really need to achieve this deadline. Can you do it? Because I have found, these are freelancers, people that are working from home in a lot of cases these days. And so it's you've got to be upfront and honest. And I think I've been that, and I've let Ozezen know, hey, if you need an extra day, take it. I really would like to have it done by then because I'd like to do this feature. But if you need more time, I'd rather lean toward quality. So take your time, take all the time you need, and keep me posted, basically. But in the meantime, I've received 3 other submissions and revisions since the last time I checked in with you. So first of all, Nico Igorovich has submitted his revision, which is super, super simple. You remember this is the one where he went up 1 note where I wanted him to go down. So let's give a listen and just see if he nailed that. Yes. See? Such a simple little thing. 1 note, and now it just feels like he has nailed it. So I'm going to approve that one. Literary Squirrel. I'm curious if my clinking around on the piano is good enough. And he actually replied back and said, yes, I needed this. Thank you. Because I'm not able to notate music. I can't write out like the notes on sheet music because that's not me. And as I explained previously, like the best I can do is just tink away on the piano and hope beyond hopes that that's enough for you who plays by sheet music to be able to translate that. And I think you're able to see which keys I'm hitting just enough that you'll be able to nail that. So here's hoping. Now let's give a listen to Literary Squirrel's new submission utilizing my tinking around on the piano to see if we've nailed that melody. Nice. I love also what Literary Squirrel has done there. I hear it. I don't know if you hear it. Do you spot this? I was very much on the beat. He's kind of added like a dun 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 dun. Like it's a bit more I don't know, like skippy. I don't know the technical terms because I'm not a professional musician, but it's got that kind of like swing to the melody a little bit? Listen again. See, he's hitting those like notes in kind of the in-between spots so that it gives it a bit more of a vibe, and I really dig that. Finally, the... and so I've approved that, of course. I mean, he's nailed it. Well done. Mnet has also submitted his ending to kind of wrap up our view of these three. I said to Mnet, like, everything else is perfect, but I just really want it to feel like it resolves. And right now it's just kind of, you know, fading out, dying off, and not really having a firm, solid ending. I really want that. So let's hear what Mnet has come up with no other direction than that. Here it is. Yes! Oh, that is so authentic. Like, I just beat the boss. I beat the final boss. And we're at the end of the show, and... game over. I love it. Absolutely, absolutely stellar. Well done, gents. I'm also looking forward to Ozazen's submission, and I'll come back with that as soon as it's in. The final submission from Ozazen is in. Let's give it a listen. Oh, cool. Welcome to the show. This is what's coming up, blah, blah, blah. Kind of a little bit of a lull there. Ah. You catch that? You know what's awesome? Now you watching this, you've seen that I love that halftime breakdown, and I let Literary Squirrel know that I loved it when he did it. I didn't say any such thing to Ozazen, and yet he's picked that up in the song and done that kind of halftime beat, and I just absolutely love that. And there's that breakdown from the original. So he's kind of changed it a bit, but I like it. Oh, nice. That is Ozazen's submission. You know what's really been a lot of fun throughout this process is having the opportunity to hear how 4 talented musicians on Fiverr have taken the same song and interpreted it ever so slightly differently. And each track is the same. It's got similarities. It's from the same original track, but it's completely different in so many ways as well. I don't think that I personally feel that there's a clear winner. I feel like I'm going to get use out of all 4 of these versions of our theme song. And in fact, as I went into this, I thought we were getting a new theme song for the intro of the show, but now I'm picturing like a new version for the extra with the credit roll and a new version when we transition. And we've got 4 different versions that are brand new for our theme song. But which one is your favorite? We had Niko Igorovich, Literary Squirrel, Mnet, and of course, Ozazen. Comment your favorite below, and don't forget to give us a like, big thumbs up, and a subscribe if you enjoyed this video. I'd greatly appreciate that. And don't forget, if you are thinking about trying out Fiverr, whether you need a new logo or somebody to design something for you, create some music, there are just unimaginable amounts of talent as far as like the level and the eclecticness of the talents that are available on Fiverr. If you'd like to give it a try, you can save 20% on your first gig by using our link, cat5.tv/Fiverr. And of course, that will also throw a little tip in our tip jar for us as well. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed.